Aiton sat at the long wooden table in a quiet room beneath the old city of Baku. The walls were thick stone, once used to protect secrets, now holding new ones. Around her sat three people her father had trusted more than anyone: Layla, Cameron, and Farid. Cameron leaned forward, lowering his voice. Elvin didn't build his power alone. He depends on fear and money. Take those away, and he collapses. Farid slid a map across the table. We've been tracking unusual shipments to an abandoned industrial zone near the harbor. No cameras, no records. It fits Elvin's style. Aiton's eyes fixed on the map. Her fear was still there, but it no longer ruled her. That's where he's holding Matin, she said quietly. I can feel it. Layla reached for Aiton's hand. Then we move carefully. No police. If Elvin senses pressure, Matin's life is at risk. Aiton stood, her voice calm but unbreakable. We don't attack blindly. We watch. We wait. And when we strike, we end this. Across the city, in the shadowed warehouse, Matin closed his eyes and breathed slowly. He remembered Aiton's words, her strength, her promise. Somewhere deep inside, he knew she was close, and for the first time since his capture, hope flickered in the darkness. The night wrapped Baku in silence as Aiton's car slowed near the abandoned industrial zone by the harbor. Rusted cranes stood like skeletons against the dark sky, and the smell of salt and oil hung in the air. Aiton pulled her coat tighter around her shoulders and stepped out. From a distance, the warehouse looked empty, but she knew better. Two shadowy figures patrolled the entrance, their movement slow, careless. Elvin was confident. Too confident. She raised her earpiece slightly. I see them, she whispered. Two guards. Front entrance only. Layla's voice came through softly. Stay hidden. Do not engage. We just need confirmation. Aiton moved closer, her heart pounding but her steps steady. Through a broken window, she peered inside. Her breath caught. Matin was there. He sat tied to a chair under a single hanging light, his face bruised but defiant. One of the men laughed as he circled him, saying something Aiton couldn't hear. Rage burned through her veins, but she forced herself to stay still. Then Elvin stepped into the light. Well, he said calmly, adjusting his cuffs, she's stronger than I expected. Still hasn't called. Aiton clenched her fists. I'm here, she thought. And I'm not giving you anything. She quietly backed away, every muscle screaming to rush in, but she knew this wasn't the moment. Not yet. This was no longer just about saving Matin. This was about ending Elvin, once and for all. As she disappeared into the darkness, Elvin smiled faintly, as if sensing something in the air. The hunt had truly begun. The next morning, Baku woke under a gray sky. Aiton sat alone in her office, the city spread beneath her like a chessboard. Every move now mattered. Her phone rang. An unknown number. She answered without hesitation. Elvin's voice was calm, too calm. You saw him, didn't you? I knew you couldn't resist. Aiton said nothing. Good, Elvin continued. Then listen carefully. Tonight. Midnight. Come alone to the old refinery by the shore. Bring the transfer documents. If you involve anyone else, Matin dies. The line went dead. Aiton closed her eyes. This was the trap she had been expecting. Moments later, Layla entered. Aiton told her everything. You can't go alone, Layla said urgently. He wants to isolate you. Aiton shook her head slowly. He thinks I'll play by his rules. That's his mistake. She leaned over the table, spreading out maps, documents, and burner phones. Tonight, I walk into his trap, Aiton said. But it won't close on me. Across the city, Elvin stood by the refinery windows, watching the sea. Come, Aiton, he murmured. Let's see which of us survives love. The clock began to tick. The refinery loomed like a forgotten giant, its rusted towers cutting into the midnight sky. Waves crashed violently against the rocks below, echoing the storm brewing inside Aiton's chest. She arrived alone, just as Elvin demanded. Her car headlights sliced through the darkness, then shut off. Aiton stepped out slowly, the transfer documents clutched in her hand. Her face was calm, but every sense was alert. From the shadows, Elvin emerged. "You came," he said with a satisfied smile. "I half expected you to try something clever." Aiton met his gaze without fear. "You wanted me here. I'm here." "Where is Matten?" Elvin snapped his fingers. Two men dragged Matten forward. He stumbled but stayed on his feet, his eyes locking onto Aiton's. Bruised. Exhausted. Alive. Relief hit her like a wave, but she didn't let it show. Elvin chuckled. "Such devotion. Beautiful. Dangerous." Aiton stepped forward, holding up the documents. "You get everything you wanted. Companies. Accounts. Power. Let him go." Elvin approached her slowly, studying her face. "You know," he said quietly, "if you had been weaker, this would have been easy. But strength like yours, it deserves to be broken properly." Suddenly, floodlights blazed on, engines roared in the distance. Elvin froze. From every direction, figures emerged, Aiton's allies, her father's old network, moving with precision. Sirens wailed far away, closer than Elvin expected. Aiton's voice cut through the chaos, steady and commanding. "This ends tonight, Elvin. You underestimated me." Matten broke free as confusion erupted. One of Elvin's men lunged, but was tackled to the ground. Elvin backed away, panic flashing across his face for the first time. "You planned this," he whispered. Aiton didn't move. "I walked into your trap," she said coldly, "and turned it into yours." As officers closed in, Elvin tried to run, but strong hands pulled him down. Matten reached Aiton, pulling her into his arms. For a moment, the world faded, the refinery, the lights, the noise, leaving only relief and heartbeats. But Aiton knew this wasn't just an ending, it was a reckoning.